the date today is 19th of October 2024. Today is the day that I saw the open pits dug outside of the Indonesian hospital in the north of Gaza, and the bodies, the living men and children lined up to go in. And I'm no saint, it's been a year. It's been a year since this genocide started. I have seen on my phone things that I will carry to my grave. I have seen entire families buried under their own homes. I have seen the corpses of children dug out from the rubble, wearing the blankets in which they slept. I have seen the shriveled, withered arms of people dead of malnourishment, of starvation. I have seen hospital patients burned alive. I have heard their screams. I have seen the tents on the beach in South Gaza. I watched there one young man, in defiance of the death cult that has been granted by fiat absolute power to decide whether he lives or dies, begin to plant food in the ground in the hopes that one day, maybe, he would be able to reap what he had sowed. And I cried when he was killed, because I knew that that airstrike was for him. And I knew that that airstrike was put on his forehead because of me and the tens of thousands of other people who loved him, even from a distance, even through the phone. I have watched mothers begging for the lives of their children. I have watched sons begging for the lives of their fathers. I have watched sisters and brothers bury one another. I have watched hospitals overflow with the limbs, the shattered and severed limbs of the wounded and the dead. I have heard the screams. I know what the drones sound like. My son is 2 years old. Every day he looks up in the sky to see an airplane, and he looks up and he waves. And every time that he waves at the airplane, my only thought is, that sounds just like those drones. I have watched this unfold for a year, feeling completely powerless to do anything whatsoever about it. I have cried in my sleep. I have banged my fists into the wall. I have alienated my friends and my family. I have hurt my loved ones because of the pain that I feel watching this genocide. And all I had to do was watch. I didn't even have to live it. It's been a year. There is one contingent of people in this world, there is one nation in this world which is capable of ending this today, and it's us, Americans. We are the only ones with the power to stop it, but we are not organized. There has been a concerted campaign for the last century to break our ability to see each other as human, let alone the Arabs and the other countries that we murder every day. We haven't seen them as human for a long time, but it's only been a little while that we haven't seen each other as human beings. And that's great for the people who do the killing, because as long as we fear one another, there is nothing they can do that we can stop. If for a moment we didn't fear one another, if for a moment we didn't take out all of our anger and our loneliness and our fear on one another, we could end this today, now. Tens of thousands in America are stranded without power. Thousands are dead and missing. Homes are flooded. Wildfires have been burning for the past decade in California. The list goes on. Millions of us die every day. Diseases of despair, suicide, drug addiction. There is a coordinated campaign to make us loathe one another and fear above all for our own safety. And we are the only ones who can stop this, and only if we are together. I don't know that that will happen. I have follied myself all year imagining that it could, and every day that hope has grown dimmer. I have watched my countrymen cheer at the deaths of children, boast, clapping like seals as mothers weep over their drowned and slaughtered babies. I have seen every kind of depravity imaginable. I have remained silent because I need to provide for my son. I don't think I can do it another day. I'm nobody. I have no platform, I have nothing to say, and no one to hear me. But one day my son will ask me, what did you do while those people were being massacred day after day for a year? And I'll have to tell him that I did nothing, but at least I'll be able to show him this. This isn't a life. Whatever fantasy I or anybody else hoped for growing up in America, at the very last smidge, in the residue of the American project, the last glimmer of prosperity, whatever I imagine for myself or for anybody else, it's gone. This world is hell. And life in America is hell too. But only if you're a certain kind of person. This is not a life. This is a fucking fantasy. The smallest things can change history. That's all. The smallest things. It matters what you do. I guess that's it.